your Thursday yoga teacher during the noon hour. 40 minutes of a little bit of mindful breathing, some warm-up stretching. We'll do some more intense parts in the middle, and then we'll wind down to a lovely afternoon. As always, in all of your fitness classes here at SAS Polytech, we really want you to listen to your body. I am just your guide today, and I want you to think, when we're moving through these movements, think of a stoplight, green, yellow, red. If you're not feeling anything in the sensation, that gives your body permission to maybe try and go different or move your body slightly different to find a nice, comfortable, growing sensation. And that's the yellow light. You feel the stretch, you maybe feel a little bit of shake in the belly muscle, but it's almost a pleasant sensation. You know you're improving mobility, you know you're improving strength. It feels like a safe movement for your body. And then red is that sharp shooting pain. And all of a sudden your body's like, oh, like you can't even breathe, or that's just too intense to stay. That's not a good pain. That's not going to make you healthier. So we're gonna aim for that middle sensation. And you are the one that gets to choose that sensation for yourself. If you have any questions as we go through, you can pop them in the chat, or you can send them to wellness, and we will answer those questions for you. So we want you to feel supported in class. And let's get started. So let's stand up today on the mat, maybe at the front of the mat. Bring those feet about hip width or wider on the ground. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Roll those shoulders back. And then from your feet, where they're connecting with the ground, feel your body grow nice and tall. Feel the energy come up through the legs, through the hips. Feel your spine grow up from the tailbone, all the way up past the shoulders into the neck. And feel that head sitting on top and reaching for the ceiling. And then maybe softly bend the knees, micro bend the knees. And then reach those fingers down toward the ground. So you can feel the energy going up and out the head and down toward the ground at the same time. And if it feels all right to you, you can gently gaze at the floor or close those eyes. Taking a moment to arrive in your space. What do you hear? Maybe you just say to yourself, I hear a fan. I hear footsteps. I hear nothing. And we're not attaching any judgment or emotion to these sounds. We're just observing that they're there. And then bring that focus to the surface of your skin. And notice the air. What is the temperature of the air touching your skin? Is there stillness or flow in the air touching your skin? And bring your awareness back to your feet, where they're connected with the ground and the mat. Notice where your feet want to sink down and where they want to pull away. Not changing it, just noticing, observing that connection point between you and the mat. And then slowly begin to move your observation up your body, past your ankles and your calves and your knees. And notice what your body wants you to know today. Are there any areas of tightness or openness? Is there any throbbing or pulsing going on anywhere? Are you feeling tension? Is there any injury you want to be aware of and treat with compassion and kindness as it heals? And bring that scan all the way up the top of your head. checking in with the speedier thoughts. They still might be all over and going, why did I sign up for this class? This feels weird. I'm standing in my house by myself. I'm hungry, I'm moving, I don't know what's going on. That stuff's just happening. Just notice those thoughts. Lie on by. Just say to yourself, I am here at class. And then move your focus to your breath. Notice if you can feel that breath in your chest or your belly. And all together, we're gonna exhale through the mouth. Inhale through your nose. And exhale long through the mouth. Let those shoulders flow down. You have arrived at class. And now we're gonna seal up the lips if we can and move the breath just through our nose. Taking a little bit deeper inhale through the nose the next time. And a little bit longer exhale through the nose. This time on the inhale, let's sweep those arms out and up, reaching high, reaching those fingers like you mean it. And then let's bring the gaze up toward the ceiling, stretching the neck. That feels good for you. Just feel those fingertips reach toward the sky. If you're feeling this in your knees, maybe again, softly bend the knees. I tend to lock my notes, so you'll hear me cue it a lot. And on your next exhale, let's bring those arms down, sweeping them down the sides and bringing them behind you. And you can grab the fingers or interlace the fingers. Reach those arms down and back away from your body. Stretching your chest and shoulders. And if it feels good, bring your chin to your chest. Adding the neck as well. Feeling that breath move through your nose. And then we're gonna release those hands to the side. We're gonna bring them up to cactus arms. So bending at the elbows, hands come up, we're making a cactus. You're going to squeeze your glutes together, bring your hips forward, begin to lean back, bring your elbows back. We're doing a little standing back bend. So maybe you're gazing at the ceiling. Really think about bringing those elbows back, proud chest. Then as you exhale, come straight up. Bring your forearms together and then concave your back like a C. So your belly comes toward your spine. And you're making a C shape from the bottom of your back to the top of the back. I like to tuck my head in as well. And then next time you inhale, let's open back up to the cow. Squeezing the glutes, moving the hips forward, presenting a proud chest, gaze comes up. Those cactus arms reach back. And this could be a small little back. And then exhale, come back to that standing C. So bringing my belly toward my spine, my head is tucking, my forearms are coming together. And we're gonna do that one more time. Inhale this beautiful standing back bend. And then exhale, finding our standing C shape. And then we're gonna stand up nice and tall, bring those arms along our sides. And we're gonna do 3 giant rotations with those shoulders coming back. Maybe inhaling for the first half, exhaling for the second half. Nice big motions. And then let's go forward. Maybe observing if one way is easier to move the shoulders than the other. And then we're gonna sweep those arms up one more time, nice and tall. Reach like you mean it. Left wrist is gonna grab, left fingers grab the right wrist, reach high. Exhale, side bend, over to the right. Pushing your right foot down and reaching that right arm over. An option to take this right foot and step it behind the left leg. Left leg bends, right leg comes straight. So that might add a little stretch to the side body and to your legs here. Feeling that breath move through your nose. Then exhale, we're gonna come up, leave your legs crossed, and then exhale, with the crossed legs, so moving slow for balance, we're gonna forward fold. Extending the back, and then just folding over your legs as much as you can. You can also bend your knees a little bit. If you have blocks or a chair, maybe you wanna rest your hands on the blocks in the chair. And then uncross your right leg so your feet are beside each other, hip width apart, into a regular forward fold. Just notice how that may feel different than the cross-legged one. Relaxing your head and neck, letting them hang. Moving the weight to the front of your foot. Bend your knees, push into the feet, and let's sweep those arms to the side as we push ourselves up to standing, reaching tall. And this time gonna go the other way. Right hand is gonna grab the left wrist. Inhale, reach tall, and then side bend over to the left side. You guys will see through the turn that sometimes the hardest part for me is remembering my right and left. We are always gonna do things on each side to help our body find a balanced place to be. So let's step this left foot behind the right, bending the right knee. Noticing how that may change the side bend or the leg stretch. And then exhale, push into the feet and come up. Might be a little wobbly, our feet are crossed. And then exhale, we're gonna begin to forward bend again. Straight back as long as you can. Moving slowly because those legs are crossed. Then coming down into your forward bend. And experiment if you want a micro bend in those knees, or maybe you want to lift your heel a little bit. We're looking for that good sensation where it feels like we're improving our mobility, but not that we're gonna hurt tomorrow when we walk. And then let's uncross our legs, feet hip width apart. Notice the difference in sensation. Bend your knees, push your feet into the ground, and let's sweep those arms to standing one more time. Nice big breath as we reach high. Exhale, hands through heart center. Arms rest at our sides as we stand tall. This is our mountain pose. And in this mountain pose, you can close your eyes and check in with your body sensations again. Do you notice any areas that might be waking up? Maybe feeling a little quivery, maybe a little bit more open. And if these movements feel weird to you, this is week number 1. We're gonna stick with some similar moves for 4 weeks at a time so we can learn through the month and get familiar with this process. So you can open those eyes, you're gonna go inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold coming all the way down. And again, you can bend those knees as you fold forward. We're trying to rotate our hips so our belly wants to come towards our thigh. And then we're gonna relax the head and neck. You can bend the knees and plant the hands on the ground and step back with your right foot to a lunge. I'm gonna do this with my knee lowered. And if you want to keep your knee up and do it in a high lunge, or if you want to put a blanket under your knee to make it feel better, feel free to do that. We're doing yoga to make our bodies feel better, not worse. And that includes patting knees and doing high lunges instead of lows. We're still getting all the benefit from the stretch. So think tall spine. Tailbone is growing up through your low back, mid back, and upper back. And it's almost like you're pushing your front leg away, sinking your back thigh down. Now you can keep your hands on your thigh for balance. Maybe you want to bring them out to the side for balance. Or if you want to challenge, bring them up high. We're going to tuck the toes of the back foot and then push the toes into the ground, push the back heel off the ground. Use that strength, we're building that strength to raise that back knee off the ground. And then slowly lower that back knee down again. And this is hard. You can also use blocks on either side of your lunge to help you balance. So try that again to your own speed a couple times. Pushing the back toe into the ground, pushing the heel away and lifting your back knee up. And then slowly lowering it down. Maybe you want to try that one more time. And then we'll meet with the knee down, untuck the toes. Bring the hands on either side of the foot. And let's begin to move our sit bones back toward our heel. Bringing our front knee closer to straight. It does not have to be straight. That knee can be bent. We're still stretching it. So if you feel a lot on the back of the knee, I want you to micro bend the knee. You can also have blocks underneath your hands to help you rise up here. You're gonna inhale straight back. Exhale, think about folding belly button towards your thigh. Only go as far as that hinge wants to happen. And then you can let your neck and head relax. So we are today 8 different bodies, 8 different screens. We're all gonna look different. Even behind the black screen, just know that where you are today, this is your practice. You're working to make your body healthier in how it feels. And we're not concerned about what our shapes look like. We're concerned about building some strength and mobility to have a healthier lifespan. And that's a very personal journey. All right, let's come forward back to the lunge. Tuck the back toes. We're gonna plant the hands, and however you can, we're gonna step that back leg forward. That might take a lot of steps or some little steps. We're gonna find that forward fold. And then we're gonna reach those arms up, coming all the way, reaching high. Bring those hands down to our sides, find the mountain. Close your eyes and check in with the mountain. And if your right side and your left side feel different at the moment. Because we just did that lunge with the left leg forward. Or was it the right leg? Is there a different feeling and sensation in your legs? I'm guessing there is. And let's try and even that out now. So inhale, sweep those arms up nice and high, reaching tall. Exhale, forward fold, coming down. Straight back as you fold over. Bend those knees so you can plant the hands in the ground. And now we're gonna step back the other foot. For me, that's the left leg. I'm gonna drop that knee down. Coming up to my low lunge. You have the option of putting that blanket under your knee or staying up in a high lunge. So I'm just gonna demo what this looks like in a high lunge this time. You did a low lunge last time, stick with low lunge. And when you're ready, find those arms on the knee, out to the side, up high. And you're going to tuck the back toe, push the toe into the ground and push the back heel back. Now in the high lunge, you're going to push the front leg up and down. So they're slightly different depending on what works for your knee. So that's what the high lunge variation looks like. You're doing the low lunge variation, you're tucking the toe, straightening that back leg. And this is building strength. This is meant to be difficult. If you're finding it really difficult, be happy with one today. Maybe stay in the positions longer, not do as many. And then we'll meet in low lunge. Bring the hands beside the front foot and begin to move your sit bones towards your heel, moving that front leg closer to straight. You're gonna extend your spine, making it nice and long. And then think belly button toward the thigh. And once you cannot hinge anymore at the hip, relax your head and neck. Maybe all together, let's just take a breath. Let's exhale all the air from the lungs. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Just settle into that pose. This is sometimes where people are like, I'm done, I want to get off my mat, I'm at home, I can just be done. But I encourage you to stay on the mat, stay with us today. And let's all move back to our low lunge. Tuck those back toes, and however you can, 1, 2, 5 steps, let's move to the front of the mat into our forward fold. Relaxing the head and neck down. Maybe now that we've been moving a while, see if you can move the hips a little higher, unbending the knees just a little bit more, just another millimeter. And then you can bend the knees, sweep the hands out to the side. Let's reach toward the ceiling, coming all the way up, reaching those arms high. And exhale, bring those hands to heart center, finding your mountain pose, standing tall. We're gonna move into chair. So we're gonna sweep our hands forward at a diagonal and sit our butts back like we're moving to an invisible chair. So you're moving those hips back, you're moving the butt back, and you're reaching those arms forward. Almost like a counterbalance. Those arms reaching forward help you balance your weight from your butt going back. So if you really reach your fingers forward and really reach your sit bones back, and then think of the pressure in the feet. How are you hanging out in this chair today? If you're feeling like you're in the green light, you're feeling nothing, I want you to sink lower. If you're feeling so much that you're shaking so hard and you can't hold it anymore, I want you to move up a little. And find the sweet spot where you feel it. It's work, but it's not horrible, horrible work. It's good work. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, maybe shake them out a little bit. Bend the knees some more. Plant the hands, step back with your left foot. And then we're gonna pivot that back foot so the toes go to the side of the mat. Bend the front knee. And we're gonna cartwheel the arms up to standing, to our warrior two. So back foot is pushing into the ground and it's parallel with the mat. The front foot toes are still pointing forward and you're bending in that knee. And then reach those arms out long and straight. Taking the gaze over the front arm. Feeling that strong warrior, gaze over those fingertips. Almost like you're shooting archery. You are strong for being here. We're getting through this day. And then flip the palm up toward the ceiling. Push into the front leg and straighten that leg. Whew, that feels better. And then begin to reach up with that top hand and lean back, bending our reverse sun warrior. So if we are outside, we'll be gazing toward the sun, stretching our side body. All together, let's take an exhale through the mouth. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale. Begin to come on up. Sink that front knee back into warrior two. And then we're gonna cartwheel our arms down on either side of the foot, pivoting the back foot so we're in that long lunge. And step forward about halfway with that back foot. We're gonna move into warrior three. So walking those hands forward in front of the foot, about 6 inches or so, 10 the fingers. Flex the back foot and begin to lift that back leg, extending it straight. Looks like you're pushing that leg and heel against an invisible wall. Bring your belly button into the spine. Maybe bend the front knee a little bit and see if you can lift those arms. Challenge yourself off the ground. Reach them to the side, almost like you're an airplane. Trying to straighten out that airplane. Pushing that back heel into the invisible wall, reaching those arms out to the sides. If you want to do full warrior three and reach those arms forward, you can do that as well. If you fall out, smile, laugh, try again. And then challenge move today, push into the front foot, bend the back knee and try and stand up on that right foot without putting the left one down. Reaching the knees to your chest. If you put the foot down, just meet us here with the left knee up and then wobbling. And I fell down. So left knee off the ground. And then set it down nicely. I was a little wobbly today. I don't know how you are today, but I want you to close your eyes in your mountain and check in. Do the sides of my body feel different? Do they feel similar? Where am I feeling that balance pose we just did? All together, let's exhale the air from the lungs. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Inhale, sweep those arms up toward the ceiling, reaching high. Stretch out the sides. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way down. Plant the hands on the mat, bend the knees. Step the right foot back. Pivot the back toes so they face parallel on the mat. Bend the front knee. And come on up to warrior two. Whew. So we're sinking into that front foot. We're still pushing into the back foot. We're extending the arms long. Don't be lazy about the arms. I remember for myself when this hurt so much. I never wanted to put my arms up until the instructor was like, hey, put your arms up. So I'm like, that's the hard part of this pose for me, depending on your body. So gaze over those front fingers, embrace your inner warrior. Pretend you're shooting archery. Tell yourself a wonderful message. I am strong for being here. I can do this. Flip the palm up and then push the front leg to straight. Begin to lean back, finding a reverse sun warrior. Gazing toward the ceiling or the sun. Maybe you can peek out that window depending where you are. And all together, we're gonna exhale the air. Inhale deep. Exhale long. And then slowly move back into that warrior two. Touch the pose. And then we're gonna cartwheel those arms down beside the foot. Step in about halfway so you can find your balance. Finding your way to warrior three or airplane. So I'm gonna walk my fingers forward about 6 inches, 10 to my fingers. Move the weight into my front foot. Flex my back foot as I lift my leg up, extending it back, pushing it into an invisible wall. Belly button to spine. Slightly bend the front leg. And then begin to lift those hands up, see if they can hover. Maybe you want to begin to bring those arms out to the side like an airplane. Maybe straighten that front leg. Perhaps move those arms forward into warrior three, yogi's choice. You fall out, smile, laugh, find a chair or a table or a wall to help you. And then we're gonna try that challenge move again. Bring that back knee in towards your chest as you push into the front leg and see if you can stand up on one leg using a chair or a wall or your own ambition. And then slowly lower that foot down. Bring those arms by your sides, close your eyes, check on in. How do you feel? Some fun balance work today. We're gonna walk those feet out as wide as the mat, toes out, heels in, and I have my feet quite wide for this squat. You can even go off the mat or go sideways on your mat. We're gonna reach those arms up nice and high again, perhaps bring the palms together. And exhale, begin to bring the knees out toward the ankles and sink your butt down, finding your squat. You can stay high in a goddess squat, Maybe if your hips allow it, if you want to, if it feels good for your body, you can lower into a yogi squat, which means you're dropping them sit bones lower. They're both good for your body in different ways. So maybe you want to check them both out and see which one does your body want to do today? Which one builds the strength and the mobility that you want? Wherever you are, think nice tall spine. Check in with that breath. And then we're going to come down by setting the hands on the ground, and however you can, come onto your sit bones. We're going to bring the legs out in front of us. We're going to sit nice and tall. Now, if you find yourself leaning back, maybe put a pillow or a yoga block or a pillow underneath your butt, and that will help you be able to sit so your spine is straight. So what we're doing here is we're flexing our feet, and the energy is coming out of our feet, nice and long. And then as we sit tall, we want to feel our tailbone go down into the ground or go down into that pillow or yoga block. And then from that tailbone going down, we want to feel our spine growing up toward the ceiling. And then our arms, mine are genetically longer. I can touch the ground. You might also not touch the ground, and that's okay. That's genetics, that's not yoga. So feel the energy go up the feet, down to the ground in the tailbone, and up out of the head. And maybe you want to think about something else, belly button toward the side. 5. Nice, tall staff pose. And then release. Maybe bend those knees a little bit. Okay. We are now going to bend our knees, plant our feet on the ground, almost as wide as the mat. Maybe adjust so that when we come onto our backs, maybe our forearms first and then our backs, we're centered in our mat. Those feet can stay wider than our hips. Maybe you want to tuck your chin to extend your neck and reach those arms so that your fingers are reaching toward the feet and your palms are facing the ground. And all together, let's exhale the air. Inhale deep. Exhale long. And take a moment to feel your feet connect with the ground. Really push those feet into the ground. And feel your arms and your hands resting on the ground. And then actively push them to the ground. And then release the work from the feet and the arms. We're going to do that again, pushing the feet and the arms into the ground. And this time we're also going to squeeze the glutes and lift the hips up. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale deep. Exhale, push your feet and the arms into the ground. Lift your hips, squeeze your glutes, and help those hips come higher with the glute muscles. Keep pushing the feet and the arms into the ground, squeezing the glutes, lifting the hips. And then as you slowly come down, think upper back, mid back, low back on the ground, bend your butt. And take a moment to feel your back body on the ground. Does it feel different than a moment ago? How does it feel different? We're going to set up for another one. So bringing those feet a little bit closer to your sit bones so that when you crunch up and reach forward, you can maybe feel the Achilles. Come back on the ground. Take a moment to notice your back body and how it feels. Where is it pulling away? Where is it melting down? Notice your feet, notice your arms. And when you're ready to go up, you're going to inhale deep. Exhale, push your feet and arms into the ground. Squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, and bring those hips up high. So you're gazing toward the ceiling. You're squeezing your glutes to lift the hips. You're pushing your feet and your arms into the ground, so you're pushing the ground away and lifting the hips up with the glute muscles. Check in with the breath. You got this. This can feel shaky and uncoordinated. You've been practicing this for a while. Maybe it's starting to feel really strong and stable. That comes with time. And as you lower, I challenge you to think upper back first, then mid back, then low back, and your sit bones coming down. Check in with that back body. How does it feel after the second glute bridge? We're going to walk our feet together. Open those arms wide to a T if you have space, or maybe you want to go back to a cactus. We're going to lift those hips up a little bit, move them to the left. Just a little bit to the left. And then drop the knees to the right. Finding a twist. Gaze stay toward the roof, or maybe it wants to go over the left arm, left hand. And this is a relaxed twist. Those knees can separate. The shoulder can float. But what does it feel like with your legs going toward the right, weighing you down, and your head and your left arm and your left shoulder holding you down on the other side? Wringing out that spine like a dishcloth, but maybe in a more gentle way. All together, let's exhale the breath. Inhale deep. Exhale long. And then slowly begin to bring the gaze back to center. Bring the knees back to center. We're going to lift the hips and slightly move them to the left. Oh, sorry. Was that the right this time? And then we're going to let the knees drop to the left. Gaze to the right. We're moving in the other direction. You guys got this. Feeling the knees weigh you down on one side, and then your shoulder, your arm, and your head weighing you down on the other side. Feeling that gentle wring out like a washcloth. Let's twist. Once again, as a group, let's exhale the air from our lungs. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Allow your body to melt. And we'll slowly bring the gaze back to center, head to center. You're going to walk those feet wide and let the knees fall in. They don't have to touch. We're just making an inverted V. We're going to place our hands on our belly where our breath is. Maybe you also want to tuck your chin into your chest a little bit, make your neck long, and then sit your head back down on the mat. And let's end with 3 belly breaths today. So I want you to picture your favorite color of balloon. Just let it in your head. Now imagine it was in your belly. As you inhale through your nose, I want you to slowly inflate that balloon in your belly. Blow up that beautiful color of balloon and feel it grow beneath your hands. And then exhale, slowly allowing that balloon to deflate. Watching that color grow smaller within your belly. And trying that again to your own speed. So your hands on your belly are feeling the balloon grow bigger. Your eyes are closed and you're visualizing that color blow up like a balloon. And then on the exhale, you slowly feel the inflation of the balloon and slowly picture that color of balloon getting smaller. Trying that one more time to your own speed, your own breath. Then we can heel toe those feet back in. Reach the arms over the head. And slowly roll over to one side of the mat, using your arm as a pillow for your head, and staying here just for a moment on your side. Taking a moment to think of one thing today that you are proud of. Maybe it's coming to this mat today, this class, making it to the first one. So take a moment and feel proud of that thing today. And take your top hand and push it into the ground, slowly coming up to sitting, keeping those eyes closed, finding a comfortable seat. Roll those shoulders back. Let that spine grow tall. Bring those hands to heart center at your chest. And take a moment to scan your body, just like we did at the beginning of class. Checking in to notice areas of openness, areas of release. Notice if there's still tension kicking around. And that can be very true the first time you come to yoga, or the first time you come back, because you're learning a new thing. And coming back every week, you'll get more and more comfortable with our moves, with the poses, with practicing on your mat wherever you are. And you will notice that change over the coming weeks and months in your mobility, in your strength, and in your focus. So all together, let's release the air one more time from our lungs. Inhale deep through the nose. And exhale long through the mouth. Letting class go, it is done. Take a moment to thank yourself for getting on the mat today. I thank you for getting on the mat today. I will be here every Thursday this term until December 9th, so I hope to see you again. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on Wellness. And these videos, I believe, will be up on YouTube for replays as much as you want. So have a lovely week, and we'll see you again